الله الرحمن الرحيم.
In the name of Allah, most merciful, most gracious.
ورسوله والمؤمنون. صدق الله العظيم. أبناء السادات
Nation of Egypt, ladies and gentlemen, may peace be upon you.
في هذا اليوم التاريخي
In this historical day
ثمرة الديمقراطية
in which we reap the fruit of democracy,
نحصد ما غرسه الوطن في نفوس
this is the fruit of what we have accomplished. This is the fruit of our belonging and awareness to. Today we announce the results of the elections. Today is the results of the constitutional entitlement, reflecting the determination of the people. The presidential election demonstrated a great example of pride, where we committed to the rule of law without any violations, as the world witnessed great people participation that is unprecedented. We demonstrated great constitutional and political awareness that suits Egypt and its history. Commitment, discipline, and civilization, following up and observing the electoral process, whether on the campaign's part or the media, or even the observation parties with its different classifications. The National Elections Authority exerted all possible efforts so that the electoral process reflects the position of Egypt. Our duty was to provide preciseness and transparency. At every step, we exerted all efforts possible to achieve these standards so that we are responsible enough. And so I would like to take this opportunity to extend my gratitude to all judiciary bodies and members of the National Elections Authority, as well as the executive body of the authority, which I managed, for their great work, working day and night so that the electoral process is presented in this professional scene. And I wouldn't miss to praise the loyalty demonstrated by all state bodies along with the National Elections Authority to ensure the facilitation of the electoral process in an epic scene reflecting devotion and loyalty to the homeland. And I would like to extend my gratitude to the Ministry of Defense, Interior, the Foreign Affairs, Justice, Communication, Finance, Education, Solidarity, and Military Development, and the Army, to thank governors, each governor, for their efforts and for support and collaboration. Thank you much. I would like to thank the ministers of sports, transportation, and other governmental sectors. So thank you, everyone. I also thank the media, the local and international media, in my name and the National Elections Authority. We express our gratitude for you for this professionalism you have demonstrated. You really deserve the title of Partners of Success. I would also like to thank the hero of this epic scene, which is the Egyptian people. Thank you so much for each and every person in this people for answering the call of the homeland and for their positivity, exercising their constitutional right to choose their leader. These elections is the start of a presidential term where the leader will take
بالتوفيق والسداد.
All the best to the next president in this critical period of the history. And now allow me to call upon Councillor Hazem Badawi, head of the National Elections Authority, to deliver his speech and announce the results of the presidential elections 2024 officially.
بسم الله الرحمن
In the
الرحيم.
name of Allah, most merciful, most
إن
gracious.
تنصروا الله ينصركم.
The speaker recites verses from the Holy Quran.
صدق الله العظيم. شعب مصر العظيم.
Great nation of Egypt.
أبناء الوطن الكريم. السلام عليكم
May peace
ورحمة
be
الله
upon
وبركاته.
you.
قال الشعب كلمته.
The nation has spoken and the message is received.
مصر هي غاية المراد.
Egypt is the ultimate target.
نعم.
Of course,
اصطف المصريون أمام لجان الاقتراع.
Egyptians lined up in front of polling
داخل مصر
stations
وخارجها.
in Egypt and abroad,
تلبية لنداء الوطن.
answering the call of the homeland,
صانعين بتراثهم.
manufacturing
ووحدتهم.
history in
ملحمة
unity,
في حب مصر.
in epic scene.
مبروك للمصريين.
Congratulations to the Egyptians.
فقد شهدت الانتخابات الرئاسية
This presidential election
ظواهر
has
مميزة.
witnessed exceptional
عكست
phenomena
عبقرية هذا
that
الشعب
reflected
العظيم.
the genius of this
أولا
great nation.
خروج كل أطراف الشعب
First of all, segments of people has come out
حيث
to say
صعب
their
التمييز
opinion,
بأن المرأة هي التي كانت
and evident women were in the forefront in the scene.
كبار السن أم ذوي الهمم
Were it women, youth, elderly, or persons with disabilities,
الطلاب.
is it labor or
فكانت
students,
نسبة التصويت
as
هي
the
الأعلى
turnout
في تاريخ
was the
مصر.
highest in the Egyptian history.
ثانيا
Second,
لا تجاوزات ولا خروقات
no
شابت
violations
العملية
or
الانتخابية.
breaches violated the
حالت على
electoral
إشادات
process.
من البعثات
It was praised
الدبلوماسية
from all diplomatic missions
والمنظمات الأهلية
and civil
المحلية
society
والدولية
organizations internationally and
ومن
nationally,
قبلهم إشادة الناخبين.
as well as the praise of voters.
ثالثا
Third,
تنوع المرشحين وبرامجهم.
there was a variety of candidates and programs as the
ثلاثة
electoral
منهم
process witnessed
يمثلون
3
أحزابا مختلفة
candidates
الاتجاهات
representing different
والتوجهات.
parties with different trends and
ولها تمثيل
orientations,
نيابي مميز.
with a great representation.
ومرشح فضل أن يكون ظهيره الشعب.
And the candidate who preferred the
كان
people
هناك
as a
التزام
representation.
أخلاقي من المرشحين
And there was an
الأربعة.
ethical obligation from all
فلم
4
يوجه
candidates,
أحد
as
منهم
none of the
للآخر
4 candidates
نقدا شخصيا.
directed any personal critique.
رابعا
Fourth,
أقل نسبة إنفاق مالي على الدعاية الانتخابية
this is the less
غير
cost
مسبوق
campaign
من كل وسائل
this
الإعلام
electoral
المقروءة
cycle
والمرئية
and
والمسموعة.
the best coverage by all media means.
خامسا
Fifth,
تعاون الوزارات والهيئات المعنية
all ministries and involved bodies cooperated with the National Election Authority,
في الإعداد لهذا
preparing
الاستحقاق
this
الانتخابي الأهم
constitutional
حتى
entitlement
خرج بصورة حضارية
to come out in this
تليق بتاريخ
civilizational
ومكان مصر.
image that suits the
وكالعادة
position of Egypt.
نزاهة القضاة المشرفين على
And as
الانتخابات
always, the integrity of judges
وحياة
supervising
رجال
the
الشرطة
election and the
في
police
تأمين مقر
personnel
الاقتراع.
devoting their efforts to secure
فالفائز في
polling
هذه
stations. The
الانتخابات
winner in this
الوطن.
election is the homeland,
اسمه المصريون.
and the treasure is the Egyptians.
شعب مصر العظيم.
Great people of Egypt.
العدالة، المساواة،
Justice, equality, transparency.
3 مبادئ
These
التزمت
are
بها
the
الهيئة
3
الوطنية
principles
للانتخابات
that the National Elections Authority
بداية
committed
العملية
to since the
الانتخابية
beginning of the electoral process.
وحتى
Announcement of the result.
كان القضاء الكامل
So
على الانتخابات
alongside with the judiciary
ووجود
supervision
قادم على
over
كل
the elections,
اللجان
which is a
المنتشرة في
judge who
مدن مصر
supervises
وقرى.
each ballot.
سمحت الهيئة
The NE
تسير
allowed
البعثات الدبلوماسية
representatives and diplomatic
وأعضاء
missions
المجتمع المدني
and
ووسائل
civil
الإعلام
organizations internationally and nationally and on the Arab
بمتابعة
scene
لجان
to
الاقتراع
observe the polling
وإجراءات
stations
التصويت والفرز
and the counting and
العملية
polls so
الانتخابية
that the
على
electoral
مرأى
process
ومسمع من
is
الجميع
transparent and seen by
فلم يكن
everyone.
هناك ما نخفيه
So we had nothing
بل
to
كان
hide.
لدينا ما نفخر
Rather, we
ونتباهى
had
به
something to be proud of.
فوقف الخلق جميعا
So everyone
ينظرون كيف نبني
stood
قواعد
to watch
الديمقراطية
how are we building the basis of democracy.
تحية إجلال وتقدير
So all the appreciation goes to Egyptians as a whole who drew their future with letters of light.
من خلال مشاركتهم في هذه الانتخابات
By participating in this
التي من
elections
المؤكد
that absolutely
أنها ستظل محفورة
is
في وجدان
one
الجميع
of the most important elections in the history of Egypt and will be a unique example to go for in the next entitlement.
في هذه المناسبة بخالص الشكر
I
والتقدير
would also like to thank and
بكل
appreciate
ارتباط
all
مصر الأجلاء
judges of Egypt
الذين تفانوا وبذلوا
who were
الجهد
dedicated
وكانوا على قدر الحدث والمسؤولية
and were up to their responsibility.
وتحية لرجال الشرطة البواسل
And I would like to appreciate
على دورهم
the police
البارز في حفظ
personnel
الأمن
for their prominent role
وتأمين العملية
securing the
الانتخابية.
electoral process.
وأتوجه كذلك
And I also would like to extend my gratitude
إلى
to
زملائي
my colleagues,
أعضاء مجلس إدارة الهيئة
members
الوطنية
of the National
للانتخابات
Elections Authority
وجهازها التنفيذي
and its
والعاملين
executive
بها
body and all the workers
لما بذلوه من جهد
for their efforts
وتحملوه من مشاق على مدى أشهر طوال
for long
من
months
أجل أن تخرج الانتخابات
so
بالصورة
that the
المشرفة
elections are as
التي
you have
تليق بمكانة
seen.
مصر والمصريين. وسأعرض على حضراتكم الآن
And now I will
نتيجة
present
فرز صناديق
the
الاقتراع.
results of the elections.
عدد المقيدين بقاعدة بيانات الناخبين
Registered voters are
67 مليون
67 million
32 ألف
32,400
ناخبا.
voters.
عدد من أدلوا بأصواتهم في الداخل والخارج
The turnout in Egypt and abroad
44 مليون
is 44,777,668 voters.
بنسبة مشاركة وصلت
With a turnout that
66.8%
totaled to 66% and 66.8%.
عدد الأصوات الصحيحة
The valid votes are 44,288,361
بنسبة 98.9%
with
من
a
إجمالي الحضور.
98% of the turnout.
عدد الأصوات الباطلة
The invalid vote
489,000
is 498,301.1% from the turnout.
عدد ما حصل عليه كل مرشح وفقا لأعلى الأصوات. عبد الفتاح
Mr.
سعيد
عبد الفتاح سعيد خليل السيسي
وشهرته الفتاح
known
السيسي
by عبد الفتاح 59,102,000
39 مليون
39,702,402 451 votes,
بنسبة 89.6%
89.6% of the entire valid votes.
السيد حازم محمد
Mr. حازم محمد سليمان محمد عمر,
وشهرته
who goes by حازم عمر, 1,908,352 votes,
بنسبة 4.5% من
4.5%
إجمالي الأصوات الصحيحة.
of entire valid votes.
السيد محمد فريد
Mr. محمد فريد سعد زهران,
شهرته فريد زهران,
1,767,952
صوتا,
952 votes,
4%
4% of the entire votes. Mr. عبد السند يمامة, who goes by عبد السند يمامة, 828,000.9% of the entire valid ballots. And based on the aforementioned, the National Elections Authority convened this afternoon and issued decision number 39 for 2023 to accredit the final results of the presidential elections, announcing the winning of Mr. Abdel Fattah el-Sisi.
متضمنا فوز السيد
announcing Mr. Abdel Fattah el-Sisi, who goes by Abdel Fattah el-Sisi, President of Egypt for 6 years, starting from the day next to the day next to the end of his current term, wishing him all success in his path to achieving development and prosperity for Egypt and the Egyptians. And I would like to tell the candidates who weren't very successful, you won the Egyptian respect and the values of democracy. May you be successful in what's next. Great people of Egypt, my the members of the NEA and members of all relevant judiciary authorities, our responsibilities and roles with conscience and neutrality. And we have proved that Egypt has integral judges we have proved that the judges of Egypt are full of integrity and made the homeland their goal and justice is their law. May Egypt is always pioneering and proud. May peace be upon you. Thank you so much, Councillor Hazem Badawi, head of the National Elections Authority. Right now, the national anthem of Egypt.
شعب مصر العظيم، إن القوات المسلحة لم يكن في مصر أن تصم آذانها أغض بصرها عن حركة ونداء جميع الشعب المصري.
طريق طويل مليان مخاطر، اتولدنا عشان نخاطر، اتولدنا تحمي سد